As most of the solutions are highly commercial, this is not a philanthropic activity. You need to find that space, that community where everyone can feel that they've got the space to grow, they've got the support, and they've got the direction.
For years, Prince William has been moving low-key, watching everything, learning every move, and waiting for the exact second his whole life flips upside down. The royal system kept running like clockwork, tradition after tradition, but the moment the crown passes from King Charles III to him, everything could shift real fast. The big question is, will he stay on the same safe path, or is he about to switch things up in a way nobody expected? And let's not ignore this part. What happens next doesn't just affect him. What about Queen Camilla and the people around her? Do they keep their influence, or does the energy behind palace doors start changing quietly? Because power in that world doesn't always show itself loud. Sometimes it moves in silence and catches everyone off guard. Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't hold back. And if you're into real behind-the-scenes royal moves, stay tuned, because we're breaking down William's first 10 possible actions as king. Number 10. Immediate accession to the throne. The moment a monarch passes, everything switches instantly. No delay, no debate, no waiting around. The exact second the previous ruler is gone, Prince William automatically becomes king. That's it. No vote, no approval, no extra steps needed. This rule has been around for centuries, and it's captured in that famous line, "The king is dead, long live the king." It sounds simple, but it hits deep. It means even when one ruler is gone, the monarchy never stops moving forward. And there's a reason for that. A country cannot afford to be without leadership, not even for a moment. That instant transition avoids confusion, arguments, or power struggles. Everyone knows who's in charge right away, and that keeps things stable during an emotional time. The second it's official, William steps into full power. He doesn't wait for a coronation or ceremony. That event comes later and is more symbolic. The real authority begins instantly. From that exact moment, everything about him changes. His title, his role, his identity, all of it flips overnight. He's no longer Prince William, he's King William. And just like that, his wife becomes queen too. Within 24 hours, the public gets the official announcement, and then comes the Accession Council. This is a key meeting with senior officials, religious leaders, and important figures who formally recognize him as king. They don't give him power, they confirm what already happened. At the same time, the whole country enters a period of mourning. Flags go down, events pause, and people reflect on the life of the late monarch. But while the nation looks back, attention also starts shifting forward, because a new reign has already begun. For William, this is a life-changing moment in 1 second. His responsibilities, his image, his entire position changes instantly, and there's no easing into it. Number 9. Choosing a regal name. This is where things get personal and strategic at the same time. When Prince William becomes king, one of his first big decisions is choosing his official royal name. This name will define how history remembers him. It's what will be written in records, spoken in public, and tied to everything he does as king. He could keep it simple and go with William V, staying in line with previous kings. That choice would show stability, tradition, and respect for what came before him. It also feels familiar to the public, which matters during big changes. But he doesn't have to stick with William. He has other names like Arthur, Philip, and Louis, and any of those could become his royal identity. If he chooses Arthur, it connects him to the legendary King Arthur, a symbol of strength and unity. That's not just a name, that's a statement. If he goes with Philip, it could be seen as a tribute to Prince Philip, showing respect and honoring legacy. And Louis would tie him to deeper royal history and tradition. Every choice sends a message, whether it's about stability or change. Some monarchs keep their names to stay consistent, others switch to mark a new chapter. If he stays William V, people will see it as steady and reliable. But if he changes it, that could signal something different, maybe even a shift in how he plans to lead. This decision might seem small, but it actually says a lot about the kind of king he wants to be. Number 8. First address to the nation. This is one of the most important moments early in his reign. The first time King William speaks, the whole world is watching. This speech usually happens very soon after the passing of King Charles III, and millions of people will be tuned in, both on TV and online. The atmosphere will be emotional because the country will still be mourning. People won't just be listening, they'll be paying attention to every word, every tone, every expression. His first responsibility in that speech is to honor his father. He will likely speak about Charles's life, his service, and what he meant to the country. But people will also look for something personal. He may share memories or moments that show their relationship, giving a rare glimpse behind the royal image. After that, the focus shifts to the future. This is where William starts defining himself as king. He will talk about the responsibility now placed on him and make it clear that being king is not about luxury, it's about service, duty, and leadership. The tone of this speech matters a lot. People want to feel stability, confidence, and reassurance. In clear and simple words, he needs to show that he understands the weight of the role and that he is ready to carry it. Because in that one speech, people begin forming their first real opinion of King William, and that moment can shape how his entire reign is viewed. When Prince William steps into that first speech as king, he's not just talking. He's setting the tone for everything that comes next. This is where he starts showing people what he really stands for. Over the years, he's been vocal about issues like mental health, protecting the environment, and supporting younger generations, and now he has the power to push those things on a whole different level. In that moment, he could make it clear that these aren't just side projects anymore. They're priorities. Expect him to talk about continuing that work but on a much bigger stage, with more impact and more pressure behind it. And at the same time, he'll likely promise to lead with honesty, respect, and a strong sense of duty. Because that's what people expect to hear right then. This part of the speech is key because it tells the public exactly what kind of king he's about to be. Not just in title, but in action. And then comes another major point: unity. Times like this can shake people up. Emotions are high, and uncertainty starts creeping in. William will need to calm that energy and remind everyone that the country stands stronger together. He might highlight resilience, shared values, and the importance of sticking together no matter what comes next. But while that speech is powerful, what happens after it might catch people completely off guard. Number 7. Queen Camilla and Clarence house situation. Now this is where things start getting a little uncomfortable. King Charles III and Camilla have been living at Clarence house since 2003. That's over 20 years in the same place, and it became Charles's main home for most of his adult life. Even after becoming king, he chose to stay there instead of moving into Buckingham Palace, which already raised some eyebrows. But here's the catch. Clarence house doesn't actually belong to them personally. It's owned by the crown, meaning it passes from one monarch to the next. So once William becomes king, control over that property shifts to him. That means Camilla's future there is not guaranteed at all. Whether she stays or goes could come down to William's decision, not hers. And there's already been tension tied to that house. In his book Spare, Prince Harry revealed that after he moved out, Camilla turned his old bedroom into a dressing room. He said he tried not to let it bother him, but when he saw it, it hit him hard at first. That detail might seem small, but it shows how personal things inside those walls can get. Now to be fair, Camilla does have her own private place, Ray Mill House. She bought it back in 1996 after her divorce, and people close to her say it's the one place where she truly feels relaxed and at peace. But let's be honest, if she ends up spending more time there instead of Clarence house, people are going to read into that. It could easily be seen as her influence stepping back, even if that's not officially confirmed. And in royal circles, perception is everything. Now shifting away from that tension, things take a more structured turn with the next move. Number 6. Meeting the Prime Minister. This is where tradition and real power quietly connect. When William becomes king, one of his first major responsibilities is meeting the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. This isn't just a quick handshake, it's an official audience, a tradition that's been followed for generations. It represents the link between the monarchy and the government, and it's a big deal. The monarch is the head of state, while the Prime Minister runs the government day to day. So even though the king doesn't directly control political decisions, he still plays a key role behind the scenes. This first meeting marks the start of their working relationship. The Prime Minister will likely bring him up to speed on everything happening in the country, from political tensions to economic issues and major decisions ahead. And William's role? Listen carefully, ask questions, and offer insight when needed. Because even without direct power, the monarch has the right to be informed, to advise, and to warn. Those rights might sound subtle, but they carry serious weight in keeping balance within the system. This meeting also sends a strong message that no matter who is on the throne, the system continues smoothly. It shows stability, control, and order at a time when people are watching closely. And it doesn't stop there. These meetings continue regularly, usually once a week, and they stay completely private. That privacy is important because it allows both sides to speak openly about sensitive issues without pressure or outside noise. For William, this is a big adjustment. As a prince, he observed all of this from the sidelines, but now he's in the middle of it. He'll have to learn fast, adapt quickly, and understand how to handle these responsibilities without hesitation. And it's not just him adjusting. The prime minister will also have to get used to a new monarch. Every king brings a different personality and style, so the dynamic between them can shift depending on who's in the role. Number 5. The Accession Council Ceremony. This is one of the most important and symbolic moments after a monarch passes. The ceremony takes place at St. James's Palace, one of the oldest and most historic royal buildings in London. This place has seen major royal moments for centuries, and during this event, it becomes the center of attention. Even though William becomes king instantly, this ceremony officially confirms and announces it in a formal way. It's all about making it clear to the government and the public that the transition has happened. The Accession Council is made up of powerful figures, senior politicians, members of the Privy Council, church leaders, and other high-ranking officials. You're talking about the Prime Minister, top judges, archbishops, all in one place. Their role is to witness and support the official declaration of the new king. It's not about giving him power. It's about recognizing it in a way that's public, structured, and impossible to question. And moments like this remind everyone watching. The system doesn't break. It doesn't pause. It keeps moving forward no matter what. The Accession Council ceremony doesn't just happen in one simple moment. It unfolds in stages, and each part carries serious weight. First, the council gathers without Prince William even in the room. That alone says a lot. This is where they officially declare that he is now king, and that announcement is read out loud with full authority. That proclamation doesn't stay hidden either. It gets shared across the entire country, and in true royal fashion, it's even read out in public spaces, including right outside the palace. People don't just hear about it online, they hear it live, loud, and direct. Then comes the second part, and this is where everything hits differently. William walks in, not as a prince anymore, but as king. This is his first real moment standing in front of powerful figures who now answer to him in a completely different way. And it's not just symbolic. He has to take an oath right there, a serious one. In that oath, he promises to uphold the Constitution of the United Kingdom and protect the Church, especially the Church of England, where the monarch holds the title of Supreme Governor. Even though he doesn't control the government directly, his role still carries weight, and everything he does must stay within strict constitutional rules. This is where tradition and responsibility fully collide. Number 4. Approving mourning and funeral plans. This part is heavy, emotional, and way bigger than just family matters. When King Charles III passes, the entire country shifts into a serious and emotional state. And William, as the new king, doesn't just grieve, he has to lead through it. This isn't just about personal loss. It's a national moment that stretches across the whole country and even the wider Commonwealth. The plans for this moment are not random. They've been prepared for years, carefully detailed, and ready to activate immediately. But here's the key. William still has the final say. He reviews everything and gives the official approval. That includes how long the mourning period lasts, what ceremonies take place, and how the funeral is structured. During this time, everything slows down. Flags drop to half-mast, public events get cancelled or reduced, and messages of sympathy start coming in from leaders all over the world. William works closely with government officials to decide how long the mourning period should last. Usually it falls somewhere between 10 to 14 days, but the final call comes down to him. Then there's the state funeral. And this is not just any ceremony. It's a massive, highly organized event that includes processions, religious services, and final arrangements that reflect both tradition and respect. William doesn't handle this alone. He works side by side with the Prime Minister, royal officials, military leaders, and religious figures to make sure every detail is handled properly. Security becomes a huge priority too. Massive crowds gather, people want to pay respects, and the entire event has to stay controlled and safe. There's also planning for transportation, public viewing areas, and live broadcasts, so millions of people can follow everything happening in real time. And here's something people don't always think about. The wishes of the late monarch matter a lot. Many monarchs leave detailed instructions about how they want their funeral handled, from music to readings to personal touches. William makes sure those wishes are respected wherever possible. At the same time, he has to balance everything. Personal grief and public duty. That's not easy. He's not just a son mourning his father. He's the king leading a nation through loss. Number 3. The beginning of the royal mourning period. This is where everything becomes quiet, controlled, and deeply symbolic. When a monarch passes, the royal family doesn't just go back to normal life. Everything pauses, and a formal mourning period begins immediately. This isn't just private sadness. It's a national moment of reflection because the monarch represents the entire country. At the very start, senior royals step back from most public activities. Events get cancelled, celebrations are postponed, and the focus shifts completely to honoring the life of the monarch. The tone changes instantly. Everything becomes more serious, more respectful, more controlled. And these traditions? They're not random at all. They've been built over years and are followed carefully according to royal protocol. One of the first visible signs is clothing. Members of the royal family wear black or very dark outfits as a symbol of respect and unity with the nation. Then there's the flags, lowered to half-mast across royal buildings, government spaces, and official locations. It's a clear signal that the entire country is in mourning. Public announcements also shift tone. Everything becomes formal, respectful, and carefully delivered so people understand what's happening and what comes next. Behind the scenes, there are also private moments. The family gathers, supports each other, and prepares for what's ahead, even while dealing with personal loss. But here's the reality. Even while grieving, the responsibilities don't stop. Preparations for the funeral begin almost immediately, and everything has to be coordinated with precision. Government officials, royal staff, and security teams all work together to make sure nothing goes wrong. In this situation, William steps up even more. He supports the family privately, but also shows leadership publicly. He becomes a steady figure during a sensitive time, balancing emotion with responsibility. The public also plays a role in this moment. People gather outside palaces, leave flowers, write messages, and show respect in their own ways. Media coverage changes too. It becomes focused on remembrance, highlighting the life and service of the monarch. And while the loss is painful, the pressure of stepping into the role at the same time makes everything even more intense. Number 2. First state duties as king. This is where William officially steps into action. Right after becoming king, he doesn't get time to slowly adjust. He has to start handling real responsibilities immediately. These early duties are not just for show. They prove that the monarchy is still functioning without interruption. One of the first things he'll do is sign official documents. These include laws passed by Parliament, important appointments, and decisions that require royal approval. Even though he doesn't create the laws himself, his signature gives them official power. This is a key part of how the system works, and it's something he'll have to take seriously from day one. Another major duty is holding private meetings, known as audiences. He'll meet with government ministers, military leaders, and other important figures who keep him updated on what's happening in the country. These meetings are formal, structured, and require a calm and neutral approach, because as king, he must remain politically neutral at all times. Then there's meeting ambassadors. Representatives from other countries come to present their credentials in official ceremonies. This shows that their nations recognize the new monarch and want to maintain strong diplomatic ties. These early actions might seem routine, but they carry serious meaning. They show stability, control, and continuity at the highest level. And finally, number 1, planning the coronation. This is the moment the world has been waiting for. Even though William becomes king instantly, the coronation is what makes it feel real to the public. Planning starts soon after he takes the throne, but the ceremony itself usually happens months later. That delay isn't random. It allows time for proper preparation and respects the mourning period. Because this is not just an event, it's history in the making. The ceremony takes place at Westminster Abbey, a place filled with centuries of royal tradition. Almost every British monarch has been crowned there, making it one of the most symbolic locations in the country. Planning this event is massive. It involves the royal household, government officials, religious leaders, and security teams all working together. One of the first decisions is choosing the date. It has to allow enough time for preparation while still respecting the period of mourning. Then comes the structure of the ceremony itself. This includes prayers, music, oaths, and symbolic moments that define the role of the monarch. William will take a formal oath, promising to serve the country and uphold its laws and traditions. Every detail matters, from the exact wording to the order of events. Then there's the guest list. This includes royal family members, world leaders, judges, military figures, and international representatives. Everything from seating to invitations has to be carefully planned. Security becomes a top priority too. With millions watching and huge crowds expected, every detail has to be controlled. Roads get restricted, security teams coordinate across agencies, and everything is locked down to ensure safety. And of course, the entire event is broadcast worldwide. Millions of people tune in to witness the moment live. Because this isn't just a ceremony. It's the official beginning of a new chapter in history. And just like that, everything changes in a heartbeat. One moment he's Prince William, the next he's king, carrying pressure, power, and expectations from every direction. From private grief to public duty, every move he makes will be watched, questioned, and remembered. The real question is, will he stick to tradition or quietly reshape the monarchy in his own way? Stay locked in, because this story is far from over.